Jai Gurudev student and good morning. Today I am going to start Unit 1, the solid state. So, first of all, you require to know about the solid. This is your solid. This is solid state, liquid state, their interparticle space is more, and these are the gaseous state. So, solid state actually force of attraction. Force of attraction is highest, this is moderate, and this one is the lowest. The interparticle space is less here, interparticle space is moderate, this is very high. So one of the most important point is that solid and liquid are nearly incompressible, they cannot be compressed. So these are the some point that is required to be read. The main point, these things also you have read in class 9. Main point is that solid is divided into two parts. One is your amorphous and another one is crystalline. Amorphous, no regular definite geometry. And crystalline having definite geometry. Means what? In amorphous, if it is start with the square, the next one may be your hexagon, then maybe a pentagon. So there is no such regular geometry, but in this one you will get the regular geometry. All are hexagon. So long range regular geometry you will get in crystalline substance, and this is short range order. Maybe two squares are there, maybe two pentagons are there. So about crystalline solid and amorphous solid we have read. Amorphous solid example you can take glass, rubber, plastic. Glass, rubber, plastic. Crystalline solid having sharp melting point. So crystalline solids, for example NaCl, a crystalline solid, KCl, crystalline solid having definite geometry. Another point that I want to discuss, one is isotropy, another one is anisotropy. So let us take in another page. Isotropy and anisotropy. Isotropy means, if you first of all you understood the anisotropy one, Now, if you have cut a crystalline solid along this direction of AB, then you will get one big dot, small dot, big dot, small dot, big dot, small dot. If you cut that one along this direction, this is CD. So all the big dots comes on one surface, all the small dots comes on the another surface. So if you have getting different property along different direction, this is anisotropy. You can consider the different property along different direction. This is your anisotropy. Isotropy is the same property along all directions. All direction. Isotropy, you can take the example of water. If you cut by a sword the water, the property remains same in all over. So this is anisotropy and isotropy. Another one, the topic is your about glass. We have to read 2 points about the glass. First is glass. So what we are looking, the glass is a solid, but it is a pseudo solid. Glasses pseudo solid, PSEUDO, pseudo solid. Or you can tell that glass is a super cooled liquid. So why we have to comment on glass like that? It is because we know that the glass art pans of old monuments, if you have go through that one, you will see that the bottom of this one become little bit thicker. So this portion bottom become thick and upper part become thin. If you, for example, 100 years or 200 years glass pans or window pans are there, bottom part become thick and upper part become thin. This is only possible if the glass particles are there, they are dragged downward. Drag downward means they possesses the property of flow, and flow property is possible in case of liquid. That is why glass is called a supercooled liquid. Another point, student, I want to tell you that glass, we are telling that glass is amorphous. But what happens after some days, for example, after 1 year, 3 year or 4 year, you'll see that the initially glass is transparent. But after 3-4 years, you become that one is translucent. Reason is that glass is made of amorphous thing. There is no problem. There is amorphous substance are there. But during daytime, day and night, daytime it expands and night time it contracts. So due to continuous expansion contraction, it happens that some portion of the glass become crystalline. And some parts of the glass become crystalline, and that is why glass turns milky. So actually what we read about today's class is that we have divided the solid into two parts. One is amorphous, another one is crystalline. The amorphous one is that which has no definite geometry, and crystalline one is that which has definite geometry. Now In amorphous one, we have taken example glass, rubber, these are the amorphous, and NaCl, KCl, these are the crystalline. Now, if you have observed that the amorphous, how will you tell that glass is amorphous? Because glass does not having sharp melting point. It melts over a range of temperature. But if NaCl or sugar is there, they will melt at the same temperature. That is why they are crystalline. We have read about the two more property. One is your isotropy and anisotropy. Isotropy means same property throughout the at any direction. And isotropy means different property along different direction. Then we have talked about your glass. Glass, we have told that it is super cool liquid or pseudo solid. The reason behind is that glass is super cool liquid because glass possesses the property to flow. Because in old monuments and all these things, the bottom part of the glass become thicker and upper part become thinner. Another one, that glass is called crystalline glass. Why glass turns milky after few